Y'all know I'm riding, so I had to take y'all with me where I'm going. I'm a little late where I'm headed, but I'm gonna get there anyway. Anywho, I'm vibing. Y'all vibe with me. This is my song right here. This is my favorite song. I want you to listen to what she's saying in the song. And I know saved folk gonna say, she always listening to something secular. Y'all gonna be alright. Listen to the words of the song though.
Someone who knows all of your flaws, doesn't impose, try to control them. Let you be free, doesn't deceive. They give you a chance to believe in something. Is that too much? I've been on a search and I'm losing my hope. Is that too much? Is that too much? Trying to find love in a world so cold. Oh, is that too much? I just want an answer. I can't be the only one. Is that too much? You ain't gotta be perfect. Just give me a purpose to love. I just want somebody.
Hey, come on.
Treat me like somebody. Won't be like everybody. All you gotta do is love me for me, babe. I just want somebody.
Hey.
Treat me like somebody.
Hey.
Won't be like
Come on.
everybody. All you gotta do is love me for me, babe. Now don't
All right. So the reason why I started with that is because I don't think we really being clear as a people about what we want, when we want what we want, or how we want what we want. I don't think we are. We're not being very transparent. So that was just playing. That's Tink. That's I Just Want Somebody. I love Tink. That's been my favorite song for maybe about 6 years, because the world is not what it used to be, where people are transparent and real with each other no more. You know what I'm saying? Where people just straight up with each other, where they like, you know what? This what's up. This what I feel. Boom, bam, bow. That's the world we used to live in. But the world we live in right now ain't really that way. And I'm not just talking about in dating. I'm talking about in friendships too. Like, we really have friendships with people where we round these people and we be with these people all day. We around these people, we work with these people and everything. Yet, when it's time to tell these people the truth about themselves, we can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Or when we see them, or when they see us, because I ain't gonna say them. When they see you putting yourself out there in a certain kind of way, instead of them pulling you to the side and saying, "Look, sis, this ain't a good look," they not doing that. So that really makes me wonder. You know, it'll make you take a second look at love. How can you love me and you see me doing something that's gonna be harmful to me and you don't say nothing? How can you love me when you right around me every day and you see the route that I'm taking with something, and instead of you correcting me, you ain't correcting me? To me, that ain't love. And then to some degree, sometimes they even get into this place where it's humorous. You know what I'm saying? Where let me get into this middle lane, because see, people who be in that lane right there, they be driving fast, and I don't be driving fast all the time. But sometimes it's like the people who are around you, which is even more jacked up, they see you ain't together, and instead of them having a tough conversation with you, they not saying nothing, right? And when everything fall down, when you find out that they knew what was happening, when you find out that they had certain feelings towards this, I remember, for example, I'll give you an example, okay? So I got married, right? In 2009, I think it was. I got married. And I just thought the man was the sweetest man in the whole wide world. I really did. And we had planned the whole wedding. Everybody got their dresses in the whole 9 yard. We all on the same page. And since I'm thinking he's the sweetest thing in the whole wide world, I'm thinking everybody around me is happy for me, just thrilled for me, right? So they had this one particular person that I noticed, she wasn't as happy for me as she would normally be. You know what I'm saying? Normally, if I'm happy, she happy. Normally, if I'm doing good, she doing good. Normally, if I buy a house, she like, "Oh, friend, we got a house." If I buy a car, "Oh, friend, we got a car." But when it come down to this marriage situation, she really acted some type of way. Hold on, y'all, because I got to fix this. Hold on. I'm going to get fussed at. I already know. I got it. Don't talk about how I'm on this gum because I'm hungry. Anyway, so when it came down to the marriage situation, my homegirl, like, she really wasn't, like, as excited as I felt like she should have been. Which was crazy because she was in the wedding, right? So, I mean, the vibe had just got to be, like, so heavy. Hey, baby. Hey, Miss Diane, how are you? So the vibe had just got to be so heavy to where I almost didn't really want her around me. Like, I almost wanted to ask her, like, what, you don't want to be in the wedding? Just say that. So I went on and got married, and I was married from 2009 to 2012, right? So when I went through the divorce was abrupt, y'all. Like, the divorce was something that nobody see coming, no nothing, you know, cut us all off guard or whatever. And while I was going through the divorce, my friend, my homegirl, she told me, she said, sis, I don't know how to tell you this, but when you was about to get married, I wanted to tell you the truth about him, but I couldn't. Huh? I said, the truth about him? She said, yeah. She said, now that y'all not together, I know you found out that he was messing with other people. I know you found out that he had this going on in his life. And that going. Everything she said I found out, y'all, I had actually found out. Like, I honest to God had found out. She said 2 weeks before like it was time for me to get married, she had come by the house to get her clothes, right? And when she was getting her clothes, he was there and I wasn't there. And you know, she thinking nothing of it because I'm big sis and that's bro. That's who it always was. So she said when she was trying to leave to get out the door, he met her at the door and he tried to kiss her. And then when she like rejected him, he tried to hug her and kiss her. And she said she ended up just leaving. But she said, I wanted to tell you that so bad. Like, everything in me wanted to, hey, T-Londa, everything in me wanted to tell you that he was down bad, but I couldn't tell you that. And I was so mad, y'all. I swear to God, I was so mad at her. Because I was like, if she would have told me that then, I kind of would have took a second look at him. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if a wedding was paid for. I don't care if none of that. I don't care. If she would have told me when it happened, I came by your house, sis, and this is what happened when I came by your house, I really would have reevaluated my situation, right? But she didn't say nothing, so I ended up married to this man, and this man ended up having some stuff happen in his life. You know, he ended up leaving. It was like the worst breakup I had ever experienced in my whole life. But my point was, this had been my friend since we was, let me see, I was 16 and she was like 14 years old. This had been my friend. So at this time that I'm getting married, I'm every bit of like 30 years old. And she's telling me the reason why, hold on, y'all, because I don't know where I'm going. The reason why she didn't tell me what he did is because she didn't know how I was going to take it. And she felt like it was going to be too hard of a conversation to have and to explain. Like, it was going to come across like she was hating. And that made me so mad at her as a friend, y'all. Now, I don't know what y'all view about y'all friends, but the friends, the people that I got in my life, I don't care, y'all. If I need to check myself, I want them to say, look, Lexx, I seen you. You're not together. The way you're moving, that ain't it. Oh boy, I seen him in there, and I remember this. I can remember me having a roommate who I loved a whole lot. She was my girl, and I was going out a lot, like back in I want to say in between 2000 and 2002 when I had my baby. Y'all, when I say I was a club hopper, I was out there. I was like, I'm going to Rags, I'm going to Upscale, I'm going everywhere. So everywhere I go, I kept noticing that her old man was always in the clubs that I'm in. And of course, okay, that's cool. You know, maybe he just was a club hopper like I was a club hopper. The problem with that was my roommate did not know that dude was living this kind of life. She did not know. She at work during this time and she not knowing, you know, he at the club, hollering at girls, dancing, doing his bid, the whole 9 yards. And as a friend, I look, let me tell you what I did. I called her and say, look, I need to pick you up. Where you at? She was like, I'm at work. I'm about to get off, baby. I went to her job. Do you hear me? I picked her up. I parked across the street from Upscale. You know, that's the rental car place now. But I had parked across the street from Upscale. And when the club was when they was getting out the club or whatever, we sit in my car. And I showed her what I saw because I needed her to see it with her own two eyes. Now, did that change her marrying him and having a good life and all that? No. But as a friend, y'all, you owe it to people to have the tough conversations. You owe it to people to tell them the stuff that they do not know. You owe it to people to tell them the stuff that's about to make them look dumb. You owe it to them. You owe it to them. If you really love them, you know, I did vacation Bible school this week at Mount Carmel. Y'all know I be moving around. That's what I do. Y'all ever want to know where I'm at and what I'm doing? Visit the Lexx Life Movement because it's going to tell you where I'm at from week to week. But I was at VBS this week, and we was talking about Micah in the Bible. And the thing about Micah, you know, Micah was a prophet. And during the time, Micah had to tell people something they did not want to hear. Micah had to tell people, look, God say this about to happen. God say, man, you about to go through it. God say he about to take you all the way back to the bottom. You gonna have to start all over. But at the same time, he'll reassure people at the same time, well, we serve the true and living God. We serve a God that will never leave you and forsake you. So the Bible never tells us not to have the tough conversation. Now it does say, if you trying to have a tough conversation with somebody and they don't receive you well, what you supposed to do? Dust show feet and move on. That's with anybody. I don't care who it is. It could be your mama. It could be your brother and them. It could be your sister, whomever. It could be your friend girl, whomever. You trying to have a conversation with her. You trying to tell her, look, they got some things that I see that I don't like. I don't care for. You know, I'm just telling you this because I love you. She don't receive you well. Don't kill yourself behind it. Dust your feet. Keep it moving. Because that's what the Bible says to do. But the Bible never tells us that we're not supposed to have the tough conversations. Y'all, I feel like if we start leading with some of the tough conversations, we'll get so much more accomplished in our life. I know, and I'm talking about this concerning so many different things. Like, for instance, you got a friend girl. You got a friend girl for the past 15 years, long as her son been alive. She been talking to you about her baby daddy. She married to the dude, right? She talked to you about everything under the sun. He a cheater. He got outside women. He had a baby on me. She done been talking to you about the same thing since this baby was 1 year old. At some point, you gonna get tired of hearing it, right? Especially because she has shown you this what you want to be in, right? So she tell you all this about dude, and then she invite you over to the house for crawfish balls and barbecues, and you know, you if you got friendships like mine, you her baby TT, you her baby Nene. So now you around this same dude, and I don't know how to feel about being around this dude because all you do is talk about him. It's time for you to sit her down and say, look, sis, I know what you choosing for your life, and I don't get it. I love you, but at the same time, stop talking to me about it. Stop. If you're going to want me to accept it, if you're going to want me to have your back, if you're going to want me to pray you through, stop talking to me about it. Because the way my love is set up for you, when you tell me certain things, then I go through it with you. When he hurt you, he hurt us. So the best thing for you to do is stop talking to me about it. We don't want to have the tough conversations with people, but it's necessary. You know why? Because it's going to destroy your friendship if you don't. If you don't break it down to them and tell them, look, I'm tired of you. Because let me tell you what's going to happen. If you don't have a tough conversation, now they're going to be calling your phone. And because you already know what they're about to talk about, you don't want to answer the phone. You don't even want to talk about it because you like, all she going to do is tell me the same thing every time. And then she's still going to be with him. All he gonna do is tell me the same thing, and he's still gonna love her. So you gonna get to the point where you start rejecting and refusing to deal with people, and that's gonna be a worse message than you just telling the truth and saying, you know, I don't know, and guess what? Okay, so the Bible says you know the spirit by the spirit, all right? Because I'm trying to connect everything biblically, okay? So the Bible says you know the spirit by the spirit. So they had one lesson in VBS that said, what's love got to do with it? If y'all don't know, love got everything to do with it. Love has everything to do with it because love negates how you express something to somebody, right? If I love you, I don't want to see you hurt. If I love you, I don't want to see you stressed. If I love you, I don't want to see you struggling. So what does love have to do with it? Everything, right? So if you have something that you just got to tell somebody, first you go to God and say, Lord, I love my friend. I love my sister. I love my cousin. But I already know what I got to tell her. It's a tough conversation. I already know what I got to tell her. She might not receive it well. So give me the right words to say. Give me the right moment, because that plays a big part too. You know, we can't just intrude in people's life and be like, yeah, I need to tell you something. That's wrong, y'all. That's wrong. If you ask God, God will give you the right opportunity, and he will create the perfect situation for you to sit down with that person. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, that person spirit would have been waiting for the opportunity to express to somebody, this is what I'm going through. Lexx, I'm so glad you told me that, because I feel like I'm so alone. Lexx, I'm so glad you told me that, because I had been just, you know, trying to keep it to myself, and I'm tired of it too, and I don't know where to start. If you go to God first, he will show you how to approach people with certain things, okay? So that's a friendship. Now, in relationship, we're going to start with 2 different things, right? We're going to start with dating first. And hey, Miss D, guess where I'm headed? I'm almost to Donaldsonville right now. My manager probably booted up because because I'm on Black People Time, but I'm almost there. So anyway, so we're gonna talk about dating, y'all. The tough conversation in dating. Now everybody know, dating is for data, y'all. Everybody wanna know why you date. Dating is for data. You do not and clear the children from the live before I start, because y'all know I'm about to go in, right? This is not a rated G live. This is grown folk live, okay? So when you go into a dating relationship, you are not looking to just be connecting with people physically because you got a need, okay? You're not looking to just lay up because, you know, or you tired of I'm tired of being by myself. I'm tired. I want somebody to touch me. No, that's what we not doing. In dating, you're dating for data. You're dating to see if this person is like-minded. You're dating to see if this person has like values. You're dating to see what you two have in common, so that if you pursue a relationship, this may be able to work. That's the purpose of us dating. So when you dating, you got to have certain conversations. And I'm sorry, but I just feel like ain't nothing off limits. Okay, so y'all tell me what y'all think about this. All right, so my friend introduced me to somebody who she like, who's a nice, decent dude. He's very nice, or whatever, very pleasant, very charming young man. And y'all know I'm a minister, right? So I'm the church. Everywhere I go, I'm going to a church now. When I leave this church, I got to be at a church tomorrow. Everything that I do has something to do with kingdom business and church, right? So dude was a nice dude, but he had said he ain't never going to church. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah. So you know, that's a strong statement to make, like on day one. You ain't never going to church. You talking to a preacher, but you ain't never going to church. Huh. Okay, so I'm looking at beyond the now. I'm looking at further down the line. If this is somebody who I want to marry and grow a family with, that means I'm gonna be waking up trying to get to church on Sunday, or trying to go to Vacation Bible School, or trying to go to marriage ministry, and he ain't gonna want no part of that. But it's gonna be my fault. You know why? Because on day one he told me that ain't my deal. Day one he told me I have no interest in that. Day one he told you that. So I feel like it's some other things. And like I say, I hope y'all didn't clear the children from this room, because I'm about to say what I got to say. All right. So I counsel people all the time about marriage, okay? And about their physical relationship with each other in marriage. And I'm going to try to keep it rated PG. I swear I am, y'all. Y'all know I'm silly, though. So if something slip out, it's just going to slip out, whatever. So you got to know going in what you want, and you better see some resemblance of it going in. For instance, okay, so most alpha females, alpha females, we like men that take charge. We like men that tell you what it's gonna be. We like men, you ain't got to guess where you're going, he telling you where we going. We like, that's the kind of men we like. We don't like the man who gon' let you pay the bills by yourself. We don't like that. We ain't into that. We don't like the man man who's like, who's gonna tell you, well, whatever you want to do, that's what I want to do. No. And that goes all the way down from decision making to the bedroom. Okay, so in the beginning, if you know you like a certain kind of thing, and that's the only way I can say it. If you know you into a certain kind of thing, then you need to make sure before you say I do that this person is able and capable to meet that need. Cause I'm gonna tell you what people doing, y'all, and I hate to see it. All I can do is pray for them when they do it. What they do is they marry the image of the woman that they think the world wants to see them with, or they marry the image of the woman that would be proper, but she don't do this, she don't do that, she don't do that. All right, now y'all gonna read through the lines on this one. All right, so she cook, she clean, but in some other areas that she don't meet. So that worked good for about a year, 2 years, 3 years. But then at some point, it's like, I'm gonna tell you, this is what it's like. It's like you love crawfish and your partner hates seafood. I swear to God. You love crawfish. You love crawfish. You'll eat crawfish every day, right? You love crawfish, okay? I love snow crabs, y'all. It's good to my heart and soul. I love snow crabs. So if I hook up with somebody who don't eat snow crabs, then that means it's certain places we can't go, right? It's certain things that I can't cook, right? It's certain meals that I can't eat, right? Okay, so I have to keep that in mind. Why people don't have that tough conversation going in and ask the question, yo, are you into this? Are you into that? Do you like this? Do you like that? Oh, you don't like that? Do you think you would do this, or do you think? Because what we do is we don't have these conversations, and then we go into it with these expectations, and then when our expectation don't turn out to be what we want it to be, we mad. We mad. But you never ask them, like, okay, so I mean, we all grown. We grown. This is a grown folk live. You know, y'all know I'm Lexx. I'm not your traditional preacher. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. Okay, so if you know that you like a certain type of thing, matter of fact, like back to the alpha female. An alpha female like a certain type of authority. That's from the door. That's from every area of her life. She like a man to have a certain. Alpha female like a man to be able to look over at her and say, okay, now. And she like, yeah, all right, then I'm gonna be quiet. She can't take a man that's tiptoeing. That don't work for her. That don't work for her. So if you know that you're that type of woman, then you're not going to be able to take being in a relationship with the dude who just can't be authority, who can't be the stand-up guy to say, no, this is what I want. This is what's about to happen. This is how things are going to go. It's going to get on your last nerve eventually. I was talking to my friend girl this morning, and that's why I got on here talking about the tough conversation, because my friend, she just moved, right? She just went through a divorce. She made it through. It was the quickest divorce I ever seen in my life. We were talking about that this morning too. How, you know, people always be like, when she was in a situation, she was like, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to get out of this or deal with this, because it's so frustrating, and I'm gonna have to start over, and man, it's gonna take a long time for me to get this and that together. Man, this is the quickest divorce I have ever seen. She was divorced in 3 weeks, right? So we was talking about it this morning, and I say, friend, I don't know how to tell you this, but when I showed up, when you was getting married and I flew in, I flew all the way in, and we went to eat and we was talking, I knew then, I knew when I met him, y'all, I knew when I met him that they wasn't, I knew she was gonna be too alpha. I knew she was gonna be too alpha. But that's my friend, right? So what did I do? Of course I supported her, because that's my sister. That's my sister. So even if you don't agree with something, if they doing something that's morally correct and does not violate anybody or you or nothing like that, then you stand with them. But the whole time I kept saying, friend, you show that this is, you know, you feel like this is it. Like, do you feel like he meets the needs or the qualifications that you want? Do you feel like this is somebody who, you know, you could spend the rest of your life with? And when we was having a talk, she was kind of like, yeah, he different. She kept saying that. That was her favorite word to say. yeah, he different. He not really like nothing I ever experienced, but I think it might work and da-da-da-da-da. So, okay, cool. I'm with it because that's my friend. All right, 5 years in, she called because we talk all the time. She like, yo, bro, it's starting to stress me out. I need him to be able to say, look, I got this. If I could, because real men, I ain't gonna make no excuses for no bros, y'all. I swear to God. You know why? Because I had a real daddy. I had a real daddy. My daddy had to work 3 jobs so that we could have the stuff we needed. That's what he did. So men that's tiptoeing around here talking about, well, that's just too much for me to have to take care of everybody in the house. I ain't with it. I ain't with it. I ain't saying that, you know, he ain't good for somebody, but just he ain't gonna be my husband. I promise you that. Now, do I believe in supporting the bruh? Yeah. I make decent money. He make decent money. He shouldn't have to pay all the bills by himself. That's the purpose of us being helpmeets to each other. We help meet the need, okay? But because I am the female and because he is the male who is the high priest of the house, I'm not about to be doing everything. No, nope, sure not. Matter of fact, my money and my funds should really be our backup stash just in case something go wrong. If you have something extra you want to do, you can say, well, babe, this is what I really want to do. And I'm able to say, you know what? Because you was over there handling what you was handling like you was handling. I got this over here. So you still good. You know what I'm saying? But going into it, y'all, if you know from jump, your expectation of a man is to be the leader. Your expectation of the man is to dictate what's going to flow throughout the house. Your expectation of a man is to guide you. Whatever your expectation is, if you know your expectation, you better lead with that mug. I'm talking about day one, date one. Day one, date one. If y'all go on a date, I'm going to pick somewhere simple because I ain't trying to be too fancy. I ain't trying to be bougie. Y'all go on a date. Y'all go to TJ Ribs, right? Y'all get up in there. Hey friend. So y'all get up in there and y'all get to TJ Ribs and you ain't extravagant. You ain't did too much. You got you a little salad for the appetizer. You got you a main course and maybe y'all split the dessert, right? Ticket come and he like, oh yeah, well I ain't bring but enough money for myself. Let me tell you what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to pay the bill, but you're supposed to let that be your last time sitting at the table with bruh who did something like that. Now, am I saying he got to fit the bill the whole time? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he needed to be man enough to tell you what the expectation was before y'all got there. He needed to be man enough to say, look, you know, I'm just rebuilding my life. You know, just got my truck out the shop. And I really want to spend some time with you, but my money ain't stacked the way I want it to be stacked. So maybe we could split a Subway sandwich, or maybe we could go out, but, you know, we'll have to kind of keep the bill down. You would have felt compassionate towards him and empathetic and would have been like, you know what? Just because you trying to do, you know, what's best and trying to get on your feet, I got a couple of little extra dollars that came through. Let me, don't worry about it. I got you. But what I'm saying is, let your expectation be known in day one. Whatever you expect, let it be known in day one. Even physically, in a relationship, y'all need to talk about that. It's something some people don't do. I know we in a society where everybody kind of buck wild and loose and out the way. Guess what? They got some people that's not buck wild and that's not out the way. So that's why you need to have these tough conversations and say, hey, yo, how you feel about this, or that? Y'all fill in the blank. How you feel about that, or that? You know, you need to know. Don't leave it to your assumption, because you're going to mess around there and you're going to go from dating somebody into a marriage where you find out you don't have nothing in common with this person. You're going to be physically needing some stuff, and that's something, y'all. Me and another woman was having this conversation this morning. When you get to a certain age, it's like your hormones do something different than they was doing before. And it's 40, I swear. I don't know. If you 40 on this live, give me some hearts if you know what I'm talking about. Like, bruh, when you turn 40, it's like things just start working differently. Like, for real. You be like, ooh, child, Jesus, what you doing? What you got me going through? You go through some physical changes. You go through some mental changes too. But you go through some physical changes where your needs and your desires, they change. They change. They don't stay the same. So with that being said, you got to have you somebody who able to say, Oh, don't worry, because I got something for that. You know what I'm saying? You got to be with somebody. You got to be with somebody who able to roll with that. You got to be, and I know for some people it go backwards. I don't know. I ain't speaking for every 40-year-old woman. And I'm going to say this too, because I don't want y'all to be out here making up stuff and telling lies. I'm celibate. I don't be having sex with people. I don't. I be keeping myself to myself. Is it easy? No. It's not easy. It's not easy, but it's necessary. It's not easy, but it's necessary. But with that being said, because I have kept myself to myself, then I know my husband gonna have to be a certain kind of dude. Now, I'm gonna leave that where it's at. My husband got to be a certain kind of dude. I didn't keep myself to myself. So bro got to be the man. You know what I'm saying? So if I know that, I'm just saying going into it, if you not showing me no qualities of you possibly being that person, then ain't no sense of me being bothered with you further. If I got to tell you everything you need to be doing and taking care of, ain't no sense of me being bothered with you. Because one day I'm going to wake up and that's going to get on my last nerve. Me having to tell you should have went to go see about your son. Did you go check on your mama? Did you call your brother? Did you go do this? Did you go do that? Did you go do that? You're going to get so tired of that. You're going to wake up and feel like you are his mother. And that's not what you want. You don't want to be somebody's mother. You want to be his wife. And not just his wife, he's supposed to take on the role as a father. Your helpmeet is your covering. So he's supposed to lead. You ain't supposed to be having to dictate everything. But in the beginning, you got to have the tough conversation. And don't let people look crazy. There was a comment made. Somebody told me that I was wrong, but telling the dude what I told him, how I told him. He said, well, I don't want to say it because I don't want to throw nobody under the bus. Just know this, y'all, and we talked about this in VBS. The VBS book, on the front of the book, it says just like us. I thought it was in here. I was going to show it to y'all. It said just like us because it's showing us the history and the heritage of African Americans. If you did not know, y'all, we birthed Christianity. We started it. And all of the real people in the Bible that did great stuff, they come from us. When they say Jesus had skin of bronze and hair like sheep's wool, that's us. That's us, that's us, that's us, that's us. Are we knocking the next man? No. Will I not pray to the white Jesus? Yeah, I will. You know why? Because he's based upon a depiction of what somebody else see him as. But I know my heritage and I know where I come from. So when you meet somebody who don't know and they saying stupid stuff, you owe it to them to correct them, yo. You owe it to them to correct them. When they say stupid stuff like, oh yeah, you ain't got to be going to no church, that's dumb. When the Bible says to let us forsake not the fellowship, the reason why he is saying forsake not the fellowship is because we need to be around like-minded people. We need to be around people who are trying. Do we need to be around people who think they high and mighty and righteous? No. Do we need to be around people who think they got it all together even though ain't none of us got it all together? No. But we need to forsake not the fellowship because we need to be bouncing off of each other positive energy. You can do it. You can make it. You're going to be all right. Oh, you trying to build a resume? I know how to build a resume. Oh, you need a suit? I have a suit. Making connections. That's the reason why he's saying that we need to go to church. So it's not what people think it is. You know, people like, well, you out worried about religion. I'm not worried about religion. I'm worried about relationship. But the relationship with God encompasses my relationship with other people. I can't say I love God and live for God and I'm not willing to be among other believers. Okay? So that's why I've used different, and I'm not saying anything bad about this man. Man is a very attractive man, y'all. He is. He's a wonderful father to his children. But he said something in the beginning that showed me red flag, red flag. And when he told me that, when people show you who they are, what you better do? My mama used to always tell me. My daddy tell it to me too. When people show you, I'm on a job right now. It's nice. It's pleasant. I'm having a wonderful time. I have a seat at the table. My views are being heard. I feel like everything that I bring to the table is worth something, but I've seen some things. I have. I peeped some things. And it ain't for me to speak on. It's for you to make a mental note of what you've seen. When people show you who they are, you better believe them. Because guess what? They're going to show you again. And again, and again, and again. That's just like your homegirl marrying somebody who was messing over her when they was dating. You married him, sis. You come on now. Yeah, you know this would really trip me out because it be on both sides. They be confusing to me. Dudes be marrying girls who were strippers when they met up. You met her at the club. She was a stripper. You knew she had a what you call her, the account. what y'all call, y'all know what's the name of the account where people pay to see your pictures or whatever. You knew that's who that girl was. You knew that's who that girl was. And then when y'all hooked up, you wanted her to be somebody different. No. She showed you who she was. When people show you who they are, believe them. And that's at the beginning, y'all. That's in stage 1, day 1. Even with your friends. Now, we got different level of friends. No, we really don't. We have friends and we have associates. Okay, that's what we have. Because I know, like, my friend, I got some friends, like some best friends, that they have friends that I don't feel comfortable with telling certain stuff to. Now, I might tell it to my friend and be like, yo, you need to tell your homegirl that, you know, they got a meeting coming up that she's supposed to be involved in, and this is what I heard them saying or whatever. So she might have to relay a message, but at the same time, if you have a real friend, if you have somebody who you value, if you have somebody you care about, if you have somebody who you love, and y'all call each other friends, start taking inventory from day 1 about how y'all rocking, what they willing to say, what they willing to not say, what they willing to share. And when they show you that they faulty, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, because I feel like we don't be having these tough expectations because we be putting labels on people that they don't have on us. Because the Bible says that a friend stick closer than a brother. That's what the Bible say about a friend. So if a friend stick closer than a brother, then that means anything you see that could be harmful to me, whether it's my job, whether it's my relationship, whether it's my financial decisions, whatever. If I'm buying a car and you know that the person that I'm buying the cars from, he got a whole bunch of cars from New Orleans when it flooded. If you care about me and you my friend, you need to tell me, look, let's do the Carfax. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. We be calling people friend, and they don't really be viewing us that way. So then when they don't tell us what we need to know, or they don't tell us to check ourselves, we looking dumb. We looking dumb. And we looking like we on the outside of a bad joke. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I was playing it. I was playing Tink because Tink said, I just want somebody. We all should just want somebody to keep it 1,000 with us. In my relationship, you know, I date. But in my relationship, I don't want the person to just tell me, you got it going on. Ooh, you this, you that, you together, you on, you popping, you. I want him to be able to tell me sometime, Lexx, that ain't it. I saw when you did such and such, and you told me you was tired, and you told me you wasn't gonna go back and do that no more. You wasn't gonna extend yourself to this person no more, and you turned right back around and you did that. I want you to be careful, baby girl, because that ain't it. I want him to be able to correct me. I want him to be able to tell me, you know, look, I seen your daughter, and I saw, you know, I saw in a situation that I ain't want to see her in, or I saw your brother, and I want him to be able to be open and honest with me so that I can make the needed corrections that I have to make in my life. But that's gonna be based upon me being able to receive people and to have the tough conversations. To this day, my friend out here right now, Kim was my roommate. I think that's the right Kim. Yeah, Kim was my roommate. And it's crazy because Kim and I did not know each other prior to her coming to live with me. We had a friend that was both of our friends. So Kim needed a place to stay, and Kim came in to live with me. So it was like day 1, we instantly had to be put in the same place and space with each other to where we couldn't hide nothing from each other. We had to be open and honest with each other. And there was plenty of times where we had to sit down and say, look, friend, I don't like that. This is what I see, and I don't care for that. You know what I'm saying? And to this day, we still friends. Now, we might not talk as often because life has happened, but we still friends. If my friend called me, we gonna be 1,000. If my friend need me, I'm still gonna come. But I know one thing, she ain't gonna lie to me, and I ain't gonna lie to her, because that's my friend. And we have mastered the tough conversation. And that's what it's about, y'all. That's what it's about. Being open and honest with each other, not lying to each other, keeping it 1,000. Even in a relationship, if you see that mug ain't going where you want it to go, be 1,000 with each other and say, look, this ain't it, boo. This ain't it. You been with somebody, you been with them a long minute. When it come down to marriage or the next phase, you don't see it happening. Yo, this ain't it. This ain't it. This ain't it. Because if not, then what you doing, you taking up a place in a space that could possibly keep them from being ultimately happy with somebody else, and it could keep you from meeting the man of your dreams. And that's the total oh, look at that little pony, y'all. Y'all can't even see him. He's so cute and so little. That's what I need. As if I need another animal, because I don't need another animal. But anyway, You don't want to be holding up people's time. Same with a job. If you know you on a job and these people's vision and mission ain't nothing like what you want for yourself, look, don't be mad at the people. Don't be angry. Don't be beefing. Don't be ugly. Move around. Move around. Have the tough conversation and say, you know what? I wish you well. I wish you well. But may the Lord watch between me and thee while we are absent one from another. And goodbye. God has blessed me with the gift of goodbye. I swear it. Now I got some people who are around. And for y'all who stick around, I love you. For y'all who stay no matter what, no matter how ridiculous and silly I am, and no matter what come out of my crazy mouth, I love you. Because you know one thing, Lexx gonna keep it 1,000 at all times. Lexx ain't gonna misrepresent the kingdom, but I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I love you. And to y'all who support me in ministry, this morning, my friend, yo, he already know who he is. I ain't even got to call his name because I don't want nobody looking at him sideways. $50 came to my phone. I don't even have your number in my phone to call you and tell you how much of a blessing that was to me. In the note, he put, for whatever you doing in ministry. He don't even care what it is. That was such a blessing to me that my walk allows people to see me and just believe that I'm doing something right. So thank you. Thank you. You need to inbox me your phone number so I can call you and see what's happening with you. But I really appreciate that. I appreciate the people who love me. I appreciate the people who support me. And I also appreciate the people who not scared to put me to the side and tell me, you out of bounds, bro. I'm not scared. I like that. I like all my Titus tools. Pastor Tab, one of them. We have the tough conversations. That's the purpose of your Titus tools, Malaysia. That's what I consider myself. Alton, Capone, Cap One. Yeah, I love you too, baby. That's what I consider us. You know what I'm saying? We are connected to where when I'm out of bounds, you can say, yo, Lexx, you was going hard and you was doing your thing, but hey, let's fix this. Malaysia, when you struggle on something, I'm supposed to be big sis. I'm supposed to be able. Tony on here, my god sister, she big sis. She's supposed to be able to see me and say, you know what, you did good. I'm proud of you. But A, B, C, or D, I want you to keep pressing. I want you to keep doing what you're doing. But I want you to work on this and that. And don't be scared to have the tough conversations. And also pray that God makes your heart receptive to when somebody has to have the tough conversation with you. Okay? Now, I know that was a lot. I know it was, y'all. I know it was. But I'm about to pull up at this church. I'm way in Donaldsonville. Y'all already know I'm about to get lit.